MY MTech welcome each and everyone to the 27th SB Joshi Memorial Award and second Dr. C.V. Kant Young Bridge Engineers Award by Alumni Association of College of Engineering, Pune. I welcome and invite our respected guest, Mr. P.G. Venkatram and Mr. Yogesh Gopinath Venkankar sir on the dais. I also invite Mr. Bharat Gite, President of Alumni Association of College of Engineering, Pune, Professor M.S. Sutavne, Director of COEP, Dr. M.S. Randive, Convener of SB Joshi Award Committee, and Dr. S.S. Pardeshi, Honorary Secretary of Alumni Association of COEP, and Dr. B.M. Dowry, Head of Civil Engineering Department. Today is the auspicious day of felicitating Mr. P.G. Venkatram, the Chief Technology Officer of L&T Infrastructure Engineering Limited, whom the 27th S.B. Joshi Award has been cited, and Mr. Yogesh Gopinath Venkankar, the Associate Principal Manager at Stoop Consultants Private Limited, to whom the second C.V. Kant Award has been cited. We are assembled here to felicitate Mr. P.G. Venkatram and Mr. Yogesh Venkankar for their best work and acknowledge their contribution in the field of bridge engineering. No one will disagree that excellence is never an accident. It is the result of high intention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, skillful execution, and a vision to see obstacles as opportunities. Likewise, the first engineer of our country, Sir Vishveshwarya, our favorite alumni, is one such inspiring example of excellence and skillful perseverance. We, as civil engineers, create, improve, and protect the environment in which we live. We plan, design, and build all buildings and infrastructures like road, bridges, dams, harbors, power plants, etc. Such variety of work which requires technical knowledge and skill. Our college has produced and provided the society such great personalities who have contributed knowledge and expertise to the field of civil engineering. While speaking of such inspiring personalities, for sincere efforts and dedication, our SB Joshi awardees for excellence in the field of bridge engineering and structural engineering, Shri Y.G. Patwardhan, Shri Subhash Chandra Zoglekar, and Shri Shashikant Limay, who have contributed greatly through their course of career to our field. Our heart weeps at their demise and is saddened by their loss. In their honor and respect, I request everyone for a moment of grief and silence and condolence. Thank you for your prayers in silence. We are blessed to have Mrs. Limay with us today. With no further delay, I would like to begin our awaited function, and thereby I request our guest, Mr. P.G. Venkatram and Mr. Yogesh Venkankar, Dr. M.S. Randive, Dr. M.S. Sutavne, Mr. Bharat Gite, and Dr. S.S. Pardeshi, and Dr. B.M. Dowry sir, to pay their tribute to late Shri S.B. Joshi and late Shri C.V. Kant and light the traditional diya. Thank you, dignitaries. I request Dr. M.S. Sutaune Sir, Director of College of Engineering, Pune, to welcome our dignitaries and concise about COEP.
Good evening. Respected dais, celebrity awardees of today's event function, Mr. Venkatram and Mr. Yogesh Vangankar, President of Alumni Association of COEP, Mr. Bharat Gite, Member Secretary of Alumni Association, Dr. Sujit Pardeshi and my colleague, Dr. Dowri, present head of Civil Engineering Department of COEP, his predecessor, Dr. Randive, Deputy Director of COEP, Professor Rathod, family members of Mr. S.B. Joshi and Dr. C.V. Khan, family members of today's awardees, alumni and students of COEP. A great evening to all of you and warm welcome to this heritage campus of College of Engineering, Pune. I am really delighted to be part of this 27th S.B. Joshi award ceremony and second Dr. C.V. Khan award ceremony this evening. I have been asked to disseminate some information about today's COEP. I need not introduce COEP because it's a legacy in engineering education. All of you know that. A 168 years old institute, but still young. Young at heart, young at brain, young at mind. And then being 168 years old, we cannot simply keep on boasting the history which we generated. We should not simply pat ourselves that we have a great list of alumni which just begins from none other than Sir Bharat Ratna Vishweshwaraya and alumni like Dr. S.P. Joshi and Dr. Khan. But we have to really repeat the history, generation of history, create the history. That has been the now motive and the vision with which we are carrying COEP forward. From last 20 years, this great institute has been an autonomous institute, still owned by Government of Maharashtra. And then we have been experimenting a lot with academics and education models at this COEP. We experimented a lot. And then it was known, COEP was known, is known, will be known for best of its undergrads across the globe. We are creators of technology, and that too technology for humanity. That has been probably the motive for which COEP existed so long, from last 168 years. But then in 20 years we made a lot of experimentation, I say. And then we intentionally changed our gears to get a visibility on the global map, not only on national map, in terms of research, because we understood little late, but then that academics and research, education and research should go hand in hand. Research, I mean formal research. And then the COEP of old era, probably before Y2K, was only known for best of the best teachers, was always known, will always be known for best of the best students. Okay, it is still the greatest attraction of students from across state of Maharashtra. The first topper of CET comes to COEP. Still, yet it happens. It's a happening kind of affairs. But then we said that without research we will not get recognition. Institute should not be only known by the brightest students, should not be only known by the alumni it produces, but also should be known by the faculty, the professors. So we said that research can speak for a faculty of COEP, and then we formally started recognizing and appreciating research outcomes. We started producing, rather admitting good number of PhD scholars. We intentionally expanded our master's program. Today we have equal number of master's students with UG. We didn't intentionally expand UG program. We added to our basket only one undergrad program in planning. That's all. Otherwise we had all that kind of rather civil engineering is the first branch in country. All of you probably know that, right? But then we didn't add to our UG basket, but we today have 27 master's program. And it really spans from, you will be probably surprised to know that we have program like transportation engineering in civil engineering domain. And then to recent basket we have all PG diplomas and so on. The gist is that we started producing good research papers which are heavily cited. We started attracting funds from many funding agencies. Ever than before we have best of the best today industry and corporate associations that we started doing. And then COEP slowly started gaining a name on the research front also. As an outcome, COEP has consistently remained on the ranking front in the first 50 institutes of the country. Okay, that should have happened. It has happened. And to the feather of this, add the feather to this cap, I should say, our generation. I'm Professor Mukul Sutavne. I belong to this institute from last 32 years. I own this institute and I owe to this institute. I am teacher in electronics and telecom department. And then I have seen this institute growing. It was a heritage institute, I know. So I was a witness and participant and contributor in its autonomous transformation. And our generation means myself, Professor Rathod, and then Professor Ndive, Madam, she is there. Mahadekar Madam is there, and I could see many of my faculty colleagues. We had a dream that converting this university to its most deserving status of, converting institute to its most deserving status of university. You probably can differentiate between an autonomous institute and a university. University means degree awarding organization. We can award our own degrees. So long we are first affiliated to Mumbai University, which was probably lateral of COEP. Pune University was quite young, 1949 established, I think. And then we were linked with, affiliated to Pune University for long. But then we are now going to, on our way to de-link our relationship with Pune University, will be university, probably next month. And that expands our horizons of collaborations, associations, and integrations like anything. So we have decided that when this COEP becomes a university, again of state government of Maharashtra, will be a public university naturally, then there are no limitations to innovations in academics. So we have a lot many things planned. And then in that, we want to certainly leverage our alumni base. Alumni base of COEP, it's really spread out across the globe. All are influential, I should say. All are not contributing, I should say, in front of Bharat. But then they should be all influential alumni, should be converted to contributing alumni. That should be their vision, and I always keep on updating them that we should see to it that our alumni spread across the globe should be all made contributing, giving back to this, their great, great alma mater. And in its new transformation, probably I said reincarnation as university, their contribution will be honored, will be appreciated, will be recognized like anything. So we have many our academic innovations in the basket, and our vision is really broad. We have been blessed with a very elite board of governors, and all of you know probably that it is chaired now by Mr. Pratap Rao Pawar, all are visionary rather, Dr. Anand Deshpande and Dr. Pramod Saudhari, and we are blessed in the past by Dr. Kohli and Dr. B.S. Sonde. All these have been all guiding mentors for all of us, and under their mentorship we have been progressing like anything. I commit on behalf of all my colleagues at COEP, faculty colleagues, present student, and naturally alumni with the help of this young office bearers of Alumni Association. We commit to all of you, this audience present today, that COEP will be always a star performer. It was and it will be. So in days to come, in years to come, 168 years of existence are gone and next 1000 years are ahead. Is it not? That's the way. The institutes will remain. Institutes will remain. We will keep on going and coming, but institutes will remain. And COEP has to always be a torch bearer in this arena of engineering and technical education. I am sure in my mind the status which we have acquired after a long, and that vision which we are going to have, it will come into reality with the help of all of us. My appeal to all audience present here, that be active participant, contributor to this great performance which is going to happen in future. Thank you Dr. Randive and Dr. Davri for making me part of this wonderful event. 27 long years for a particular award is itself a history. But COEP is meant for creating histories. 27 long years. And I know Madam Madekar coming to us and then probably briefing about Dr. S.B. Joshi. Just out of curiosity, because I'm distant from civil engineering, I was perusing the websites of, to get some information about Dr. S.B. Joshi and then Dr. C.V. Kant. And both of them are great, great contributors to this domain of bridge engineering. And then civil engineering is a wonderful branch, by the way. They have n number of vertical specializations. We don't have that much. And then bridge engineering is quite a specialized domain. and all the Indian codes and standards that we can attribute to the contributions of S.B. Joshi and then C.V. Kant. And the awardees today, they must be deserving. One of them is a senior colleague of ours, Mr. Venkatram. I'm curious to know about him. And Mr. Yogesh seems to be young bridge engineer. So he's a young engineer. Okay, and then I'm delighted that I'm here in this August gathering and dais. Thank you very much for making me part of this wonderful event. Great evening to all of you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. I request Mr. Bharat Gite, President of Alumni Association of College of Engineering, Pune, to extend his welcome to our dignitaries and brief about the Alumni Association of our college.
A warm welcome to all of you, a very curious students, professors, college staff, awardees of course, our Honorable Director Sutaune sir, Deputy Director Rathod sir. We as Alumni Association of COEP welcome all of you for this August gathering. Actually, I was on a family holiday and I was a little unwell, so I conveyed my message to our Honorary Secretary Shri Pardeshi sir that I might not be joining this event. But since morning, I was very curious because this field of civil engineering is very close to me. Though I am a metallurgist, I wanted to be a civil engineer. It was possible, but somehow I went to metallurgy and continued it. See, I was brought up in a family where my father was a civil contractor and he used to build water tanks and water supply systems. So I was brought up with that kind of environment. So civil was very close and I was thinking that I want to become a civil engineer. But it is still fascinating for me and I still got attracted to this field of civil engineering. I have a very close friends, Rajesh is sitting here, who are from civil engineering, and I keep getting the update from them how actually fantastic work you all are doing in this country and abroad also, worldwide, being a civil engineer, to create, be it a bridge, be it a building, today's metro lines. It's a amazing work. So I really congratulate all of you being part of this civil fraternity. So I, being the metallurgist, now I have reached to certain level. I would say a decent level of engineering I have done and I have achieved something. I think I am the youngest alumni president also, so long way to go, but whatever has achieved, I have also contributed something in civil engineering. We do parapet poles for highways, metro lines, which are not used in India, of course, because of the cost factor. But we export it to the Western countries and all the lives will be secured because of the parapet of aluminium. Because as you know, Mr. Venkatram, you must be aware of, and another awardee also, aluminium being very tensile, if the heavy truck collides, automatically because of their tensile properties, it will rebound. So that's why being a metallurgist also, I'm contributing something and I'm happy for that. Alumni Association is doing numerous activities from last 3 decades. Be it a pandemic, we know that a lot of students, they don't have even a smartphone, and today the world's demand, new normal was attending the class online. So we have distributed around 300 laptops in last 2 years. Be it a support club for underprivileged student, mentorship, I'm sure that now we are going to felicitate few candidates for UPSC. So the mentorship for the UPSC is done by our alumni, Mr. Mahesh Bhagwat, the Commissioner of Police of Hyderabad. So there are many activities we are doing. I have actually written 2 paragraphs for all of you as a bridge engineer. I want to just read out for you. May it be the confidence in one's mind, a living organism or a building. What form that strength to stand is, the skeleton that holds the things together without compromising the functional need. For lot, it's mathematics, for some, it's art, but what it truly is engineering. It is here where the master minds put together a build form to utmost precision that can withstand the test of time. We term this magician as a structural designer. When they combine the design with parametric maths, what is born is a miraculous piece of structural engineering. All of us, since history, have been living in the community, and one has to admit that would not have been possible if people didn't communicate with each other. Connections of any sort may not have been possible if bridges didn't exist. May it be emotional, social, or in real sense structural. Sometimes holding the 2 banks of river together, sometimes helping segregate the crowd movement, or in recent days helping people make their lives easy to execute metro lines. So about the both award, I just wanted to narrate a few lines. In 1995, we at COEP commenced the giveaway of prestigious S.B. Joshi Award to innovators who have made the significant contribution in the field of bridge and structural design. So which is, like we say, a legendary award where you are being awarded today. So the second one is with our earlier governing body, late Dr. C.V. Kant's family, especially Mr. Sunil Kant is here in the August gathering. He has approached and he has conveyed his wish to forge the award on his father's name, late C.V. Kant, Dr. C.V. Kant Award. So this Dr. C.V. Kant, he has set a benchmark for further research and development in the area of structural engineering, as well as what I know is he has also worked intensely on the heritage building also in the Madhya Pradesh area. So at the end, I will not take much time because we are here to hear both of them about their engineering work as well as detailed knowledge about the structural engineering. I congratulate on behalf of Alumni Association to both of the awardees. One is Dr. S.B. Joshi Award, which goes to Mr. P.G. Venkatraman, who is Chief Technology Officer, L&T Infrastructure Engineering Limited, Chennai. And the second C.V. Kant Award, which is we call as a Young Bridge Award, goes to Mr. Yogesh Vengankar, Associate Principal Manager Design, Stoop Consultant, Mumbai. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, both conveyor, Dr. Randive, Sharan Kumar, Dr. Madekar Madam, who has worked very intensively last year for this program. Thank you very much for inviting me. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Mr. V.N. Shinde, member of S.B. Joshi and C.V. Kant committee, to come up on the dais and brief us about the S.B. Joshi Award.
Good evening, everyone. Today's Buddhi awardees, members on the dais, dignitaries, invitees, and dear students. I'm also an alumni civil engineering 1962 batch. Probably most of you may not have been born, and significant year was 1961 batch. We were Panchet Dharangrast. So we didn't have our gathering, no technical tour, etc. आम्ही ग्रस्त पैकी एक. Okay. Coming to today's, pardon? COVID grast, right. Another incident I would like to mention. We just paid homage to these three awardees. First was Y.G. Patwadhan. When I was in corporation as an engineer looking after civil works, he was from the contractor side. Then Toglekar was the chief consultant of the subway we had constructed near Wakadiwadi, that is called railway bridge and all. I was the chief engineer there, and SDLME and we were quite together for Pune Corporation, bridges, etc. And almost a family friend. So that was my just acquaintance. So coming to today's function, I have a great privilege to read out this history of this award, because most of the students may not be knowing the life history of S.B. Joshi sir. Sri Sitaram Balkrishna Joshi, known to all of us as S.B. Joshi, was born in 1906 in Pune, in the family of Joshis who were in charge of all traditional rituals and pujas at the historic Tulsibagh Ram Mandir. Perhaps this is the origin of S.B. Joshi's pious nature. Sri S.B. Joshi graduated in civil engineering from our college in 1927. He then joined government service on Sakar Dam, which is in Pakistan. All senior engineers and administrators were British officers. It was the period of national independence movement. So, Sri S.B. Joshi, with his patriotic spirit, could not get along with the government service. Varishthanta, ego. He left the job and in truly nationalistic spirit took to wearing khadi, a white pyjama, kurta and Gandhi cap. He wore simple villager's dress, barabandi, throughout his life. After leaving prestigious and remunerative government job, he joined the construction company of Messrs. Pathak and Walchan Hirachan, and very soon decided to start his own construction company. See the significance. He didn't join the British companies then; they were probably the rulers. So, but still he joined Pathak and Walchan. So there is a peculiar, vision, we can say. One of his early construction projects in Pune is the guest house in Bhandakar Institute campus known as Hyderabad Guest House. आपण ज्याला Oriental Research Institute, म्हणजे प्राच्य संस्था म्हणतो भांडारकर रोडच्या त्या टोकाला, that was called Hyderabad House. This is the first RCC building in Pune, planned, designed and constructed by Sri S.B. Joshi. He later shifted to Mumbai and entered the important and onerous field of bridge construction. His special choice was to provide alternative for the proposed bridge with his own design and technique. He started his construction business in Maharashtra with construction of bridges in Nasik, Konkan regions, etc. However, the work and fame of Mrs. S.B. Joshi and Company soon spread to Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Assam, Orissa, Bihar, in fact, literally all over India. Sri S.B. Joshi carried out advances in technique and methodology by adopting bold designs such as balanced cantilever, RCC box girders, bowstring girders, and prestressed concrete bridges. He showed courage in suggesting self-anchored suspension bridge for Barak Bridge in Assam and 150-meter span state girder bridge on Ganga River at Allahabad. Attacha Prayagraj. He had always in mind to propagate furtherance of latest technology, material, aesthetics, and to have economics in construction in India. He encouraged and trained young entrepreneur engineers to come forward and shoulder the responsibilities of executing the bridges. Sri S.B. Joshi inspired them and developed confidence in them to undertake the major responsibilities. About 8 to 10 engineers and firms engaged at present in bridge construction are his greatest contribution to construction industry in India. The engineers of these firms are trained in S.B. Joshi school. All of them are quality conscious. Sri S.B. Joshi's other most outstanding contribution is to formulate codes and standards for concrete and bridges. He was a very active member of various codes and standards committees of Indian Road Congress and Institution of Engineers India. He was the president of Institution of India during the year 1954 and 55. Sri S.B. Joshi by nature was a great teacher. He would have attained highest honors in teaching profession if he had continued the same. Sri S.B. Joshi was responsible to help new engineering college to be established at Sangli. In the early days, आता आपण वालचंद कॉलेज म्हणजे ज्याला ओळखतो ते न्यू इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेज. In the early days of this college, he used to visit it periodically to teach the students. He had a good command over law and Sanskrit. He translated in chaste lyrical Marathi, Ajavila and Ritu Somha. This is his introduction. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for providing such in-depth information and history of Sri S.B. Joshi and the award. I kindly request Mr. Sunil Khan, member of S.B. Joshi and C.V. Khan committee, to come up on the dais and brief us about the C.V. Khan award.
Distinguished people on the dais, invited guests and others. Sometime 2 years ago when I shared the information of this award, which is the C.V. Khan Award for Young Bridge Engineer, with some of the folks I know, and sent them the flyer, I got a response. It is a typo. What's the typo? Say why? It says 45 years, Young Bridge Engineer Award. And I said, yes, that's what bridge engineering is about. And to put this point forward, let me just give you 3 examples. You know, Joseph Strauss was a designer of San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, where I lived for a few years. And at the age of 47, he proposed the bridge across the 1 mile straight, 1.6 kilometers. And it took him 10 years to convince that his suspension bridge with stresses, cantilever stresses on the end, is the most optimal design. It took another 6 years due to recession for the bridge to be started and 4 years to complete. It was a 20-year journey. Zaha Hadid, famous architect, she received her first award at the age of 32. Then till the age of 44, nothing. And then recognition came, and yet 10 years after that, then she receives the famous Pritzker Prize. Architect, bridge designer. Dr. Fritz Leonhard, whom I had the privilege of meeting personally in 1986 or 87 FIP, 86 FIP in Delhi. And Dr. C.V. Khan had met him few times. And Dr. Leonhard became the chief engineer of a bridge at the age of 28, very lucky. That bridge was destroyed during the World War. And when he was 43 years old, he undertook the work of redesigning that bridge. The innovations there, using the existing pylons, and the innovations there became the basis on which the cable-stayed bridges were evolved. And Dr. Leonhard is known for cable-stayed bridges. Bridge designers, gentlemen, have long gestation period. For a good 20 years, the bridge designer has to go through the process under the coattails of a master, be an assistant on some bridge design, before finally getting full responsibility of the design. By the time they are 40, those who stay in the bridge engineers know a thing of two. Number one, they know that this is their line, and Mr. Waigankar will testify to it. Number two, they know that they have the necessary skills. And number three, they have the necessary wherewithal to acquire new knowledge. Very important. It is one of the most non-glamorous and intense technical work to get cooked in the cauldron of design engineering to become a bridge engineer. So I really, my deepest, gratitude, I say that these people who have taken the bridge engineering have really done a great service. So for a bridge engineering design today, further, it is not just about design engineering. There are other aspects too. It has to be combined with aesthetics. It has to be combined with value engineering. The continuum of engineering, value engineering, involves saving resources and cost by way of time, manpower and material. There is yet another one, rescue engineering, to save what's gone wrong. Rehabilitation engineering, to proactively fix and elongate the life of structures. And finally, if the matter could not be rescued, there is a post-mortem engineering, which I hope people don't have to do. Now, as an example of a value engineering, the Mysore-Bangalore road, private road, Mysore-Bangalore highway, when conceived, had two independent flyovers. The contractor decided they want to have a single deck, so they built it like this. India's first private highway, the Nandi Highway, there is a concrete road section designed by none other than Dr. Kadiali himself, where he just gave a 150 mm pavement quality concrete, and the road is good for the last 8 years. Yet the third example is our own Bandra-Worli Sea Link. And it was a rescue engineering example. DAR was not the original consultants. They came in, they provided improvements, and they said, let's build it on 2 pylons so that the traffic can be started. So our company, CV Khan Consultants, have taken such guidelines from Dr. CV Khan and have made attempts to provide these kind of services. This award is in essence an award for those, the journey or the tapasya, where people who are dedicated to bridge engineering, to design engineering, along with value engineering, rescue engineering, rehabilitation engineering, and God forbid, post-mortem engineering. Dr. Late CV Khan encompassed all these values. A little about Dr. CV Khan, because it says both the award and Dr. CV Khan. There is a note in the souvenir, but very briefly I'll tell him. His career spanned from the age of 23 to the age of 83, a full 50 years. In those 50 years, by the time he retired in 1988, he had put in 40 technical papers. And till the age of 83, he put in further 65 technical papers, so total 105 technical papers, encompassing vast array of topics, from bridges, rehabilitations, geotechnicals, foundations, town planning, temple architecture, and Vastu Shastra. Recently, the Indira Gandhi Center for Art and Culture has posthumously published his translation of Samarangan Sutradhar, a book by Raja Bhoj. And he has been a great fan of Raja Bhoj, having lived in the city of Bhojpal, which is Bhopal. So, his work day, in terms of qualifications, it was a B in 1953, Masters in Bridge Engineering from UK in 1977 at the age of 47 years, and a PhD at the age of 77 years. Okay, at most ages when people retire, he had a PhD under his belt. But his biggest qualification was his discipline. His workday consisted of yoga, a single cup of coffee, a power nap, minimum of 6 hours of work, even during his last years, 2 hours of reading on any topic, daily journal, and a field journal. His left brain was amplified. He loved literature, art, and poetry. His right brain was equally amplified, and he combined that with a powerful memory. He knew the geology and the hydrology and the character of the rivers in MP at the back of his hand. His discipline was the launching girder that assembled segments of knowledge on each single day. That, we believe, is the requirement of a bridge engineer. Soon after his retirement, one of the first jobs Dr. CV Khan did was for a contractor, and as value engineering, he proposed that the contractor simultaneously construct all the piers so that he saves on the toll. Another example of rescue engineering was that well foundation tilted, and Dr. Khan then showed them that why the designer, what designer had done wrong, because they had failed to consider the geotechnical area, investigations of the area. So, and in the rehabilitation, I think he had special interest. At the beginning of his career, Mirza Fahim Beg, a distinguished engineer, sent him to inspect the bridges of MP, and he went along with a truck, few laborers, lot of empty gunny bags, and did the road testing of the bridges. This was at the beginning of the career. In the middle of the career, in 1971, in Jabalpur Engineering College, as he was going to enter the take as an external examiner, he was stopped by a leader, student leader. He said, "Why are you taking interviews? There are no jobs for people." He said, "Okay, let me come back." Soon after, 21 engineering students of Jabalpur Engineering College were housed in a temporary location on daily wages. They went out in the state and audited all the bridges, the resulting of which was 3 volumes of books called Bridges in Engineering. Because none of the departments tend to keep their drawings, and these books became the reference. And the 21 engineers became the foundation, all except one person continued, one went in railways, and they were the foundation of the Madhya Pradesh PWD bridge department. So he created that. And during the end of his career, at the age of 82, it was very incidental. I had gone to Hyderabad to meet him. He was giving a lecture on bridge rehabilitation, and lo and behold, we had an order to inspect the bridges. And from that day, we started the journey. 40 days, 12,000 kilometers, 291 bridges, 11 districts. Day began at 7:30, ended at 7, and Dr. C.V. Khan went down on each and every bridge. That was the commitment. And when he dictated to the engineers who were accompanying him, "Likho," we could not keep the pace. So he said, "Oh, we have to record it." And after recording, we realized the volume of data on bridge inspection and rehabilitation was humongous. We found 156 parameters in foundations and substructure and superstructure. And then, based on that, I proposed that why don't make a proposal that will make it, somehow IT enabled. So our proposal also went to the government. Coming from a very humble background and having done his engineering on loan from this prestigious institute, he gave back to the society, community, and especially the community of engineers. He's credited with many innovations. Quite a few of innovations. Too lengthy to list. Omkareshwar Bridge, many of you would go there, would find his name. Hoshangabad Bridge was a very famous, there is a garland of protection on account of erosion of the bridges. And that is what his contribution was. Lastly, a word about the memento. This award, being very special, was, therefore the memento also had to be special. The memento is in form of an arch and signifies his love for the arch bridges. And the concrete arm and the metal arm signifies the different materials used for the construction. I am very grateful to 2 people. One is designer Yogesh Dandekar, who's here. Yogesh, raise your hand. And architect, town planner, model maker, train bus, good friend of mine. And I'm very grateful to the alumni and president and its officers for copywriting this, so that this award, this memento of C.V. Khan Award will be unique. Very, very grateful. And thank you. It is all alumni's credit. We had gone for a medal or a scholarship. We wanted to do something. My sisters are in Pune. And the principal, Dr. Ahuja, called up Mr. Subhash Deshpande. I wish he's here. And Subhash Deshpande said that, "Oh, this is C.V. Khan." And he enumerated a lot of things which I didn't know about Dr. C.V. Khan to his talk. He said, "Okay, this is the case." And then one thing led to another. So all credits to alumni that the award is there. Thus, it is very apt that the Young Bridge Engineer Award is being presented in name of late Dr. C.V. Khan. Word to the anchor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for quoting the perseverance and grit of an engineer, especially a bridge engineer, by acknowledging their efforts with your kind words. and showing us the journey of Dr. C.V. Kant and the C.V. Kant Award. Thank you, sir. I I kindly request Mr. Avinash Joshi, member of S.B. Joshi and C.V. Kant committee, to come up on the dais and read the citations of Mr. P.G. Venkatram, winner of the 27th S.B. Joshi Award.
It's a pleasure to read it for Mr. Venkatram. The 27th recipient of Shri S.B. Joshi Memorial Award for Excellence in Bridge and Structural Engineering. Mr. P.G. Venkatram has an experience of over 40 years in the field of bridge and structural engineering. Sir, you completed your graduation in civil engineering from IIT Madras in 1981, and thereafter you completed your MS in civil engineering from the Carnegie Mellon University, Pittsburgh, USA, 1984. You are an honored member and fellow of several professional societies like the International Association of Bridge and Structural Engineers, IABAC, Institution of Engineers, India, Indian Road Congress, IRC, to name a few. You have contributed your expertise to the nation through several important technical committees of the IRC and the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. You have a wide range of publications to your credit, including national and international journals, several symposiums, and international conferences. You have conducted several workshops to benefit the engineering sector on complex subjects such as design of cable-stayed bridges and rehabilitation of bridges. You started your career from Tata Consulting Engineers and thereafter worked in highly reputed organizations like Stoop Consultants Private Limited, L&T Rambol Consulting Engineers, and L&T Infrastructure Engineering Limited. It is indeed heartening to note that you now wish to share your knowledge with students of your alma mater by joining IIT Madras as Professor of Practice in Bridge Engineering. You make us all proud with a long list of prestigious projects that you have successfully taken to fruition. Here are some of the projects: the cable-stayed bridge across the river Mandavi in Goa, long cable-stayed cantilever hangars of Indian Airlines in Mumbai, expressway bridges in Norway, and several rail and road bridges in Malaysia. You single-handedly designed the second Thane Creek Bridge. This bridge has a balanced cantilever superstructure with 6 spans continuous, ranging from 205 meters to 341 meters. The foundations were in standing water and the work performed was under very difficult conditions. Other than bridges, you have also designed the 300-meter tall composite TV tower consisting of a 255-meter RCC shaft with 45-meter structural steel mast in Rameshwaram and several tall chimneys in Mumbai. You have been responsible for several prestigious works across the length and breadth of the country. The list of all your achievements is endless. Your tireless efforts with integrity and devotion are truly inspiring for engineering fraternity. On the day of 18 June 2022, the Alumni Association of College of Engineering Pune is honored to award Mr. P.G. Venkatram the S.B. Joshi Memorial Award 2021 for his commendable work and invaluable contribution in the field of bridge and structural engineering. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. S.S. Pardesi to felicitate Mr. P.G. Venkatram with a bouquet. I request Dr. M.S. Sutaune to felicitate Mr. P.G. Venkatram with a shawl and a pagdi. I request Mr. Bharat Gite to present Mr. P.G. Venkatram the citation. I request Dr. M.S. Randive to present a memento to Mr. P.G. Venkatram. Thank you, dignitaries. I kindly request Dr. Mrs. Suhasini Madekar, member of S.B. Joshi and C.V. Khan committee, to come up on the dais and read the citations of Mr. Yogesh Vengankar, winner of the second C.V. Khan award.
Thank you. And I'm very happy to read citation for Yogesh Vengankar, who is my student actually from Karat College of Engineering. Second recipient of Shri C.V. Khan Young Bridge Engineer Award. Shri Yogesh Gopinath Vengankar has total experience of 17 years in the design of bridges and infrastructure projects, consultancy works. You have completed the graduation in civil engineering from Government College of Engineering, Karat in 2003 and post-graduation in structural engineering, MTech structures from VNIT Nagpur, formerly known as VRC Nagpur in 2005. You started the professional career in 2005 as trainee design engineer in Stoop Consultants Private Limited, a well-known leading consultancy firm in the infrastructure design works. You have been assigned various projects and responsibilities in the organizations to carry out the projects related to detailed design of bridges, erection engineering, proof checking of the designs, detailed project report and tender preparation of bridges and infrastructure projects. You have worked in various roles in the organization in the last 17 years and currently working as Associate Principal Manager Designs, leading the design group. Some of the key projects done during his tenure: detailed design of double-track railway bridge across River Ganga at Mokama, including South End approach in the state of Bihar, on engineering procurement construction mode. The bridge across Ganga has 122.95 meter spans and the total length is 1.8 kilometer. Detailed design of new lift type bridge in lieu of the existing double lift vertical span Sherzar at Pamban, connecting Pamban and Mandapam. The new bridge is being constructed in the sea parallel to the existing Pamban bridge. Development of foot-over bridge across river Sabarmati between Ellis and Sardar Bridge. This has unique shape of structure with 3 spans of 100 meter across river Sabarmati. Feasibility study and AE for the design and construction of cable-stayed bridge across Durgam Chervu Lake at Madhupur in Hyderabad. The extra dose cable-stayed bridge has got span of 233 meter, which is probably the longest span of its kind. Erection engineering for cable-stayed bridge at Bardhaman, new 4-lane of ROB in lieu of existing 2-lane ROB number 213 over BWN yard railway portion. The erection of 124 meter span steel composite deck over rail lines having Rajasthani route was a challenging work and was achieved with great accuracy. Design and construction of proposed 6-lane cable-stayed bridge along with approaches in Nagpur railway station near Santra Market, Nagpur. You have been contributing to civil engineering fraternity by sharing your experience and expertise in the form of lectures and seminars at various occasions in the organization and outside the organizations. On the day of June 18, 2022, the Alumni Association of College of Engineering Pune is honored to award Shri Yogesh Gopinath Vengankar the Young Bridge Engineer Award 2022 for his commendable work and invaluable contribution in the field of bridge and structural engineering. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. I request Mr. P.G. Venkatram to felicitate Mr. Yogesh Vengankar with a bouquet. I request Mr. Bharat Gite to felicitate Mr. Yogesh Vengankar with a shawl and a pagadi. I request Dr. B.M. Dowry to present Mr. Yogesh Vengankar the citation. I request Mr. Sunil Khan to present a memento to Mr. Yogesh Vengankar. Thank you, dignitaries. College of Engineering Pune is truly the foundation of excellence, knowledge and skilled engineers. COEP encourages its students to succeed not only in the private sectors and as young entrepreneurs, but also supports and encourages them to achieve great success in the public sector to serve at their best for the Indian and the state government. We would also like to celebrate the achievement of our students who have put their immense hard work and efforts in qualifying the prestigious UPSC and MPSC exam. I would like to invite Dr. B.M. Dowry, Head of Civil Engineering Department, to congratulate all our MPSC and UPSC toppers with a few words.
Honorable Sri P.G. Venkatram and Sri Yogesh Vengankar, today's awardee, Professor M.S. Suthavane sir, Director of COEP, Deputy Director Professor M.J. Rathod sir, Sri Bharat Gite, President of Alumni Association COEP, Professor Sujit Pardeshi, Honorary Secretary of Alumni Association, Professor M.S. Rangive, Convener for this S.B. Joshi Award function, distinguished members in audience, student friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is my proud privilege to congratulate UPSC and MPSC rank holders of COEP alumni. Indeed, the success achieved by our alumni is highly appreciable. Let us give a round of applause for their hard work and painstaking efforts to reach these heights. We at the Department of Civil Engineering encourage students for the preparation of competitive examinations at state and national level, that is UPSC and MPSC and other government organizations. Looking into the matter of creating good administrators through Civil Engineering Students Association. We nurture their talent and skills required to work at these higher positions. We all are aware that through various COEP clubs, atmosphere is created to wipe the young potential in its own natural way. Civil Services Aspirants Club, popularly known as CSAC, is one of the club instrumental in making successful and reputed bureaucrats. CSAC aims to create common platform for students aiming for civil services examination. As a small token of contribution from our department, our faculty also gives individual coaching for the preparation of engineering services examination. Our planning section is regularly conducting coaching classes for public service examinations. I now request our Honorable Director, Professor M.S. Sutaune, to felicitate our MPSC State Service toppers. So I would like to call upon Mr. Praveen Birazdar. He got selected for MPSC State Services. Then Rushali Anandrao Patil. Okay. Then Sudarshan Godse, MPSC State Service. The next one is Rushikesh Chirke, MPSC State Service. Akshay Avinash Narhare, MPSC State Service Executive. Ravindra Jarwal, Ravindra Pratap Singh Jarwal. Is he present here? Anuj Rajendra Rane, MPSC State Service Executive. Jayesh Devidas Gaikwad for MPSC Engineering Services 2019. Our other student toppers and rank holders of MPSC State Services exam are Pooja Sherke, Pradnya Rohidas Gadekar, Vikram Chandrakant Mokashi, and our UPSC Civil Service rank holders are Rameshwar Sabbanwar, Shivhar Chakradhar More, and Ashish Ashok Patil. Yeah, I think they could not attend the event for various reasons, last three. We like to congratulate all of them for their achievement and wish them all the best for their bright future career ahead. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. I request our guest, Mr. P.G. Venkatram, to release the souvenir. I request Mr. Bharat Gite to felicitate Dr. I.P. Sonar to acknowledge Dr. Sonar's hard work and support for his student. Sir has provided our 10 MPSC rank holder from Civil Engineering Department with support. I would like to invite our CV Khan awardee, Mr. Yogesh Vyangankar, Associate Principal Manager at Stoop Consultant Private Limited, to present his lecture on design and construction of cable stayed bridges.